Okay, I'm here. Buttons. Have I got the right one? I'm figuring out my keybinds, everybody. How's it going, Metro Boy? Sound. We'll turn the sound down. Although I'm gonna need it at some point. Prismo61, hello. Prismo? Okay, upgrades. What do I mean by that? So, at the end of the last stream, I was starting to work on an upgrade system for our game. So we're working on a game jam game called the Zombie Game Jam. So we've got a sprite pack that's all zombies and we need to make a game. And I'm doing like a wave style FPS shooter that's meant to look kind of like Doom, kind of. And it does this sometimes, which is really annoying. English or Spanish? English? Oh, monsters are coming. Okay, so yeah, we're doing a wave style shooter for anyone that doesn't know. And the zombies are going to be spawning, and when we kill enough, we level up, right? And we're going to get to choose between different upgrades, and what they will do will be dependent. It's meant to be random. Right now I've only made 3, so these are the only 3 that will show up. Increase current weapon damage by 20%, increase movement speed by 0.2. If you move, you're gay. I guess that makes me gay. And then also increase max health. Also gives full health. So you can use that if you're in a tough spot. Do you like my pixel art heart? It's pretty good. So that's the idea behind what we're doing today. We've got this upgrade system. I actually found a really cool way of doing upgrades. And where's the code? Experience Manager. So this thing is responsible for everything that's dealing with these levels and distributing the upgrades. And the one thing that I found is really cool is this function called get indexed. So I was having a problem with the actual upgrade system because I want to upgrade weapons, I want to upgrade the player's movement, and all these different things exist on different parts of the code. And like, how do I get to them to upgrade? Like, I don't want to write a separate function for every single upgrade. That's kind of annoying. So, because like, I guess like the first thing you might think to excuse me, the first thing that you might think to do is to say, oh, I've got all these different functions that control the upgrade on that particular object. And if it gets chosen, then we can send a signal to like call that function, I guess, is a possibility, but it's a lot of work. The AI of these enemies is also useful for the AI you were doing for some streams ago. It's the same AI. Yeah. No, it's okay. It's all good if you miss a stream. Yeah, it's actually the same AI. With the difference being that when you walk into there's no area detection. They just instantly know where you are and come for you. That's about the only difference. I added like an attack, a way to add different attacks depending on what kind of monster it was. Most of them are physical, so they're doing scratches. So it's all the same, but like we got into upgrades. And I think get indexed is perfect. So what I'm doing is I've got each object, so I can show you the player as an example, has, what do you call it? It has where's the code? Where's the code? It's not showing up because of these errors. Get out of here. I gotta find those files and delete them because it's driving me crazy. Okay. Let me show the script. Okay, so this is the player, and on the player, so what we do is we have a single function called receive upgrades, and we register with the experience manager on upgrade available. We connect receive upgrades, and what that will do is it will send us the upgrade that's been chosen, and on the upgrade resource there is an object name string, and if the upgrade.object name is matching the object that is meant to receive the upgrade, it calls the function distribute upgrade. On the upgrade manager, it passes itself and the upgrade. I could of course skip that and just say like current upgrade or something in here, but I'm just passing it straight back to the experience manager. And then now that it knows what object needs the upgrade, we can call this get indexed. And that'll allow us to access any variable we want and change its value. So we've got calculate upgrade. We're doing a little bit of math depending on what we're doing. I'm still working on that bit, like how we actually determine how much it increases. It is a little bit limiting with what you can do. I'm going to experiment a little bit with adding objects. So the weapons, obviously, they have projectiles, and I want to see if I can attach a specific projectile, because one of the upgrades I had in mind was essentially explosive ammo. So there is a projectile that explodes on impact. It's for a rocket launcher, but we can repurpose that for like just exploding ammo, because like it's the visuals that make it look like a rocket launcher. Realistically, it's just raycasts. When it hits an object, it raycasts in every single direction and just does damage to everything around it. Like, why not, you know? So that's pretty fun. And that's what we're going to try and do. So I need to make a ton of these to make this game interesting. At the moment, the experience as well, I was having a thought while I was working on this, is that there's a variable called experience required, but I don't think it ever increases. So it's always 100, and in the later game, you're getting more experience from monsters, because I'm pretty sure enemy spawner. No, we want enemy. I'm pretty sure enemies increase the amount of experience they give per death, or is it standard? I actually don't know. Base experience equals experience, right? And when there's a set stats, so when the wave increases, so as the game goes on, the damage that the enemies do, the rate that they move at, the health that they have increases, and so does the experience that they have. But the player still only requires 100 to ever level up, so they're leveling up faster and faster and faster, which actually poses a pretty big problem for me, because it means I need different kinds of upgrades. I mean, most of them are going to be percentage based or point increases, so you might keep continuously choosing, say, move speed, for example, just to make things simpler for me, because this is a game jam game. Although I am like making it, I am enjoying making this game. So, you know, I might in the future continue to work on this, because it's kind of fun. I think I could, you know, if I spent like maybe a year working on it, I could make something pretty good. But we'll let the game jam decide if it's actually fun. That's the challenge, right? So the monsters, their experience increases with every single wave. Now, perhaps, just like in many RPG games, not necessarily other kinds of games, but when you increase in level, it takes more and more experience to level up. So let's see if we can do that. It should be, we'll be able to try your game, Metro. Yes. Yeah, it's for a game jam. The deadline's Monday for me, I think. So it'll be out pretty soon. I don't have much of a choice. Okay, we have got 5 days, 11 hours, and 10 minutes left. Which means I have tomorrow, next day, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I won't work on it. Saturday, Sunday, 4 days, 4 stream days left. I didn't stream yesterday, but like I did work on it. I probably should have streamed, but I forgot. I forgot what day it was, so it was a bit silly. Where is the, okay, it says it's due. Submissions open to July 1st at 6:59 a.m. Where can we try? Well, it won't be out until Monday next week, but it will be on itch. So I'll show the link. So if it's July, I'm just working this out now. If it says July 1st, 6:59 a.m., that means I'll need it to have it uploaded on Sunday night, because I'm not waking up that early to launch the game. And so I guess on Sunday night we can stream and we can like load the game up and people can play it if they want. That'd be fun. I think this would make a good PvE multiplayer game, but like that seems fairly technical, so I'm not capable of doing that in a week. But yeah, so experience required. So I think I just increase this by 10% every level. Is that fair? Or should it be like 5%? Don't know. But upgrade achieved. Right, so on level up, we emit the player level to the UI. That's all that does. Current experience equals excess. So we add the excess to the experience. Upgrade achieved. Current experience, right? Okay, that's fine. All of this is fine. What I want to do is go experience required equals experience required multiplied by 1.05, right? With the cards, are you thinking about downgrades where zombies have more health or run faster? It's possible. So the zombies will always run faster. Well, wait, why would you choose that though, Better Joe? Is it like just to make it more challenging? Experience increase rate. Maybe after each wave they get faster. They do. Yeah, after each wave they get faster, they get stronger. And by like wave 10, it's kind of just ridiculous. It might just break. It's just going to get to that point where the game's going to break, and that's just the nature of a game jam. A good card wave and then a bad card wave. Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose that's not necessarily out of the realm of possibility. I would need to code that in, but right now I just want to create like a decent set of like cards for people to choose from, because right now there's only 3 and I want it to be like reasonably unique, you know, so they're getting different ones. Let's start with the hard one though. So, did I close Godot? No, I didn't. I just closed the scripter. Okay, so what I wanted to change was the experience that they grant, which is 50 at the moment. Will I add a boss? There is a boss. There is a boss sprite, and I wanted to add it on like wave 5. I just have to code the behavior. So maybe we can do that tomorrow. How much experience should they give? I reckon 20. There's going to be 6 zombies in the first wave. So if I do 20, then you will get a level in the first wave, which I think is good. Okay. And they give more experience as each level goes on, so that's fine. So I'm not worried about that, like outpacing itself. And it's like it goes up. It'll go up faster than the experience rate will be required, because it's like an increase of the scale divided by 10. So it's like every wave, you know, it's going to be 10%, 20%, 30%, you know, 40%, 50%, eventually 2. So it's going to go up quite a bit. So let's see what we can do. I want to see if I can add a weapon and a projectile object. So I need to go to the upgrade. I think I would make a variable for all the experience gained in total. Yeah, I mean, that is not something that I have, but I could do. So I could do total experience, right? Do I have a published horror game? I've published one horror game that it's not scary at all. It's not on the Play Store. It's on itch. It's called what's it called? Fatal Frame? No, it was based on Fatal Frame. Deadly Lens. Yeah, it's basically like you go around and take photos of ghosts. Let's call them that. And that's it. That's all there is to it. You have to take 5 photos of ghosts, and then you can leave the haunted house, and that's all there is. Total experience. I mean, is there a need for that? Maybe. Experience, check level, current experience plus equals experience. total experience plus equals experience. Why not? We'll see. Maybe we'll have a use for it at some point. Maybe we can use it as the score. Okay, focusing. We need to find the upgrades script. So here we are in the upgrades. This is the resource that I was telling you guys about. So we have a name, a variable name, an object name, increase callable, upgrade icon, and upgrade tooltip. So these two are like for the UI, and the rest of them are used to affect like how things are actually manipulated, right? So like for the weapon, we've got a percentage increase. The weapon damage increase is just the name of it. It's like, I don't really use it. I could probably use it in the UI as like a title card or something. Maybe. It's not used at the moment. And this is the variable. So this is the part that uses that object.getIndex. So we go current weapon, semicolon, weapon, semicolon, damage. And that'll get me current weapon slot from the weapon manager, which is the object here, to the actual variable that I want to manipulate, which is really cool. It's an increase of 20%. There's no callable, and this is the icon, and this is the tooltip. But I need to add a new one for like object, or maybe you will definitely play that. Yeah, check my itch. I'm sure it's still active. Sometimes I delist stuff if it's kind of old. Where is it? I think it just Shaftmere, which is like my old name, itch.io, right? So way down here, Deadly Lens. And then I made like a cleaner version of it with just the camera and like an album, because this didn't have an album. I went on and kept developing the project and made a game where you could go around and take photos, which was fine. Actually really liked that project. It was really fun to make. I think there's a lot of potential there too. So yeah. Prismu61. Sorry, I missed you following me. Thank you for that, if you're still around. My follow alert's not active anymore. Anyway. Yeah. So I think the only thing on that project, like I thought it was really good. I was really happy with what I made. But the one thing that I would change is that the camera like was a physical object. It was kind of like if you were holding a weapon, same kind of feel, right? And when you clicked, I think it was the right click, it would pull it up to the main camera, and inside the like on the camera model, there was like a viewport, and you could see what the camera saw because the camera had its own camera. I'm saying camera a lot. The digital camera, it looked like this, which was like pretty cool, but like in terms of gameplay, kind of annoying to pull that up. Like when you press right click, it just comes up to the screen. I don't know. I guess it depends. Like if you're doing like a casual kind of game, it's probably pretty good, but like it just depends. So it looked like that, and you could see everything that the camera could see, and then you could take a photo with the camera, and then you could access it, the album, like the images that you took. I don't know if I've got an example of that, but yeah, it's a Godot 3 project, and I used these models: the CC by Naomi van der Steen and Tanabata Evening by Matthias Tossens. Yeah, these guys here did some really good work. Not for me; they're just like CC by stuff on Sketchfab. So yeah, shout out to Matthias Tossens and Neoma van der Steen. So. I borrowed their stuff. I think the only thing that I didn't even do the background. Skybox was by All Sky Free. If you guys don't know about All Sky Free, it's so good for 3D games. You can just download this stuff. I think it's CC BY or CC0. I'm not even sure. But you get so many Skyboxes. It's a Unity asset store pack, but they do like a Godot version for free. I wonder if it's like here. All Sky. All Sky. But yeah, like so good. They look amazing. Where's the free version? Godot on GitHub. Oh, that's just the image. I wanted to actually click this. All Sky Free. What's the license on this? MIT. Oh, it's MIT. You don't even have to give credit. This is by far one of the best things. Like if you have a 3D game and you need skyboxes, you need to get All Sky Free Godot Edition, because with that, you can just like have so many beautiful skyboxes and you don't even have to try it. Like you just drop them into like a, you drop them into an environment and you've got like a good sky. I use the overcast one, and I always use, not that one, this one here. I think it's just amazing. It looks so good. All right, focusing. Okay, so what we need here is an export, and I could probably do it with the callable, maybe. I could put those two together and create like a function to change the, but realistically, what would I call it? It's like an object to add. Thank you, Farhat. That's really nice. Is it going to be a callable or is it going to be... No, well, it's going to be pack scene. It's going to be like a pack scene. So scene to attach, I guess. We'll call it that. That's fine. I understand it. It's just for me. Packed scene, right? Add that, and then we want to create a new one. So I'm going to create a new resource, which is going to be an upgrade resource, and it will just be called weapon projectile. And it's going to be, I'm going to need to add like a new calculation here because it's not going to be a calculation. Update country music. Change. So maybe with this, add, divide, nothing. We actually don't want to do any math on this. So we can choose nothing. I suppose I could have just left it unchecked, right? There's no default, whatever. That's fine. The variable path name, that's always the challenging bit. So if I think about this, it's under the player character. We skip that because we're going directly to the weapon manager. If we go to the weapon manager, it'll be the current weapon slot weapon, and then it's going to be projectile to load. So that's the exact variable we're going to target here. And weapon slot, weapon resource, projectile to load, right? So this weapon projectile, its variable name is projectile to load, but we actually need to go current weapon slot, weapon, and then projectile to load. And this will take us to that, right? That looks right. The object name is the weapons manager. This has to match what's in the scene. Weapon manager. Increase doesn't matter. Callable, I don't think matters. Scene to attach. This is where we go to the projectile and we find the rocket launcher projectile. That's what I want, just for fun. Upgrade icon. I'll need to give it an icon. What do you think it should look like? Explosive ammo. I'm going to call this one. I need a PNG. Give me a PNG. Drone static fire explosion. Drone explosion. Here we go. Okay, that's great. I don't think I need to give a callable either. Okay, so what we're going to do is go make current weapon, current weapons, current weapon ammo explosive. This is going to be OP as heck. Yeah. So how is it going to know? I think it needs to be a callable. Oh no, it's fine actually. Set index, because it should just work honestly. And then I just need to go back to the experience manager, and I just want to do like a, if nothing, then return. If nothing, then we just pass, right? And then it's eventually going to return the amount, but it'll be null, and that's fine because we're not going to do anything with that amount. Are we set indexed variable name value? So there's probably some inbuilt assumptions here that I'm manipulating a value here. Calculate upgrade. This is a problem for me. So upgrade type, upgrade index. We're also assuming that the increase is a float, but this time it's actually a pack scene. So we might just have to do this via a callable. If I don't want to change the code too much, I could also do like if pack scene or something like that, then we do something different. Maybe. If upgrade variable. So we're going to get the upgrade variable. We're assuming it's a float. But I guess we could remove that and just return the value rather than. So if we remove the typing on this and we just say var amount equals value, we overwrite that anyway, and then it returns amount. Even if we pass in a pack scene, it should be okay because this calculate upgrade will just return it, right? And then I'm doing some printouts just to confirm what's going on. Upgrade callable object. I mean, let's find out. Let's just roll. We'll make the enemies, because I changed it back to 20. I'll just make it 100 so that I'll level up on the first one. If I go back to the experience manager, I've got an array here. I'm going to add that new one to the scene. Where is it? Blaster, well, upgrades, people, upgrades, weapon projectile, drag that here. And then I guess there's a chance I might not get it, but that's okay. We'll just keep going until we do. Okay, make current ammo explosive. Okay, crash. Oh, I'm returning a float. See, that's the problem, isn't it? It works though, like it thinks that the value is a pack scene, right? So can I return? I can also specify that I'm not returning anything, but actually I am. I just take off the type safety and this will work. I love it. Now, how do I know that it worked? Is there a way for me to test it? There's stuff in the debugger. What's going on here? Not found, P3 label, physics process. No, that should be all fine. Okay, I can tell if I shoot this, it should be affecting things. I don't know if it worked. Increase one weapon damage. Increase weapon damage. Increase weapon damage. I don't know. There's no way for me to really tell. Increase health. Oof. Weird. Nah, because it would do like... Pack scene. I don't know how to find... It's going to be very difficult for me to actually test that. What do I think? It's returning the same pack scene when I print the object get indexed after I've set indexed. So theoretically it does do what I'm saying. I guess, what does the actual projectile that I'm adding do? Let's have a look at that, see if there's something that I can check. Rocket launcher, open scene. So this does an explosion radius. Deletes itself straight away. it spawns a... See, there's a problem here because it's expecting a... No, it should be fine. A rocket launcher projectile. 3D. I know that it was a rigid body that carried this. So if I look at the weapon, make a damage indicator. There is actually one. I do want to do like numbers on the zombies when they get hit. But right now, what will tell me this? I think there's a problem with what I'm doing. If I go to rocket launcher. Not as a spawnable objects, but actually as Blaster Q, which I believe is the rocket launcher. Projectile to load is a rocket launcher, which is this one. Projectile type, it's a rigid body projectile. The rigid body projectile is rocket. I didn't see that getting like thrown out there, so I actually don't think this is working. I would be able to tell because it's much slower. It wasn't really what I was going for. I might need to create like a separate one that does this, but not the same. If I can prove that it works, that is, because the velocity is much lower. Now, I need to think a little bit about how weapons work in general. It doesn't really care about anything else. Projectile to load is its own thing. When I actually send the message via the weapon manager, we have got shoot, load projectile. We just say, this is a bit hard to read, isn't it? We add the child and we shoot it, right? So it should be like a slow rocket launcher now, realistically, because I'm changing it to this, which has a rigid body properties of like an expiry time, all this kind of stuff should be, and then pass through, which is the main thing. What do I do for pass through? Maybe I can do on hit scan collision. If I'm remembering how this works, I check if there's a pass through. I go and I check pass through, bullet collision collider, and I check so I could make piercing bullets because that checkbox takes you to this particular loop where if pass through and check pass through, like we check to see if it's if the collider is in group pass through, then we delete it. I might need to add the enemies to the group pass through, and then the hit scan will do another scan in the same direction. So that's possible as well. But why aren't we loading that up? Is there something to do because it's a pack scene? It's like a little bit different. Changing that thing. I don't know. I don't know how to put it. Make current ammo explosive. So it should shoot a very slow rigid body, but it's still a hit scan weapon. So it's obviously not working. And I'm not entirely sure why. Just for context, this is a weapon here that uses the rocket launcher. And this is what it's supposed to look like when you shoot something with it. And in theory, it could damage all of these guys at once. It's not killing them though. Oh yeah, I killed that dude. I think I need to add the enemies to the pass-through group. it's pass space through. What does it look like again? While I'm here, hit scan collision, and then pass through. Getting a little bit lost. Here it is here. Enemy. And add. Okay. And I need to go to all the enemies. So let me just open them up and we can fix that for one, for any kind of piercing bullet to work. Because that would be sick too as an upgrade. Where are my enemies? Objects. Here we go. Bit zone, enemy 2. Enemy bite. Yeah. I know that guy. Enemy 3. Hello, developer Gibbet. How are you? Okay, enemy 4. Okay, they all have pass through, so the rocket launcher should tear through these guys now. Theoretically. Let's test it out. I picked him up. Oh, I missed it. So that did kill him. And I shot the ground, so... well, I mean, technically it would work either way, but here's a good test. I'll get these guys close together and see if I can kill them both in one hit. Yeah, okay, I killed 2 of them at once. So that does work now. So we can do piercing rounds, which is cool. Get out of here, you guys. This is such a bad weapon. He's eating me. I suppose if I just keep upgrading its percentage increase, it'll just, like, kill. Like, on one hit. Anyway, this game's really boring without, like, somewhere to navigate from. Okay, so we've got the pass-through working, but now I still don't understand why we can't change the object. I think it's got something to do with pack scenes, maybe. Like, I can't understand why you wouldn't be able to change that. Oh, you know what it is? I just worked it out. Now, if I go... Hang on a second, bear with me. There's going to need to be a callable, which is fine. Player character, weapon manager, and what I do for these projectiles is they actually need to be unpacked. And so if I go to initialize... I get their spray profile. Oh no, it's spray profile that needs to get unpacked. Okay, so but when do I ever... Oh no, I load them at... It gets loaded when we shoot. Right, no, okay, never mind. I thought I was onto something. When I shoot, I load that projectile up. And projectile to load.instantiate, right? So theoretically, like, I should be able to change it at any point in time. I just don't understand why. Like, it's not particularly unique. What about pass-through? Do you reckon we can achieve that? Because that's a checkbox. This is even harder. We could also do a check for... I'm trying to think of how we can get to it from the upgrade system. Because the projectile to load... It doesn't exist in... Like, we can't change any of the settings. Like, if we wanted to do pass-through on that, it's never unpacked. So it's kind of hard to get to it. So I don't think we're going to be able to do like a pass-through. I might need to create a separate pack scene that can be attached to the weapon resource. Right now, I just don't understand. Maybe the pathing's... No, the pathing's not wrong because we were able to get a return value if it was wrong, there would be no return value. So, health upgrade, weapon damage, weapon projectile. Make current weapons projectile to load, weapon manager, and then we attach. Maybe because the increase is 0? What's going on? No, that doesn't make any sense. Let's focus on the problem. Calculate upgrade. Maybe that's the issue. I don't think 100% it is. And then object set indexed variable name value. And that's the upgrade. Oh, I just realized what I'm doing. Okay, so the flow of this code is kind of interesting, right? Because I am expecting previously, I am assuming, so the assumption built into this particular pattern was that when the object was returning and saying, yeah, that's me to upgrade, here's the value that of the variable that you want to change as it is currently. And what I do is I pass that into this calculate upgrade, and it returns an increase of some kind. So like either being by adding it via a percentage increase, or maybe we divide it. I haven't used that yet. And I just assumed, actually forgot how this worked in the course of a day. And I just assumed that I was passing in the actual upgrade increase. And that's 0. What I need, I am going to need, because I was saying before, like I might need to change this, like the entire flow of this. So I might need to test to see if the actual object, so maybe instead of saying nothing, no, I'm not, that's not going to work. So what I instead need to do is perhaps say, like if upgrade scene to attach, right? And then just go object set index, upgrade variable name, and not value, but actually upgrade dot scene to attach, right? So if there is a scene to attach the scene, right? Well, whoops, I pressed page up, page down. So then we'll say else. Let's go through this. Like we're still making an assumption that like every other upgrade is like a percentage increase of some variable. So there's still a problem here. So I might make a note for myself. If there is a scene to attach, then we will attach scene. Otherwise, and I'll just do another line here. Assume there is a mathematical increase in arbitrary value. So I'm just assuming that it's like a number and we're pushing it up or down or whatever, which is flawed. So I'll need to look at that and how we can make it so anything can happen. Potentially you could just do it with a callable. Like I could just make it so that the actual object is responsible for that, but we'll see. So if scene to attach, object get that, and then we're going to print, and then we still check to see if there's a callable, and we will call it if there's a callable, because that could still apply to those. Okay, so now this should work. Let's do a little test run. You're dead, mate. Make current ammo explosive. And it is now explosive. And I can just go crazy with it. Well, I guess I'm going to go with health. And so now this is kind of insane because even if it's a slow rate, it's kind of like insane. The one thing that I kind of want to change is that these rocket launcher rounds, they don't do any damage to the object they hit, which is a problem. So you sort of have to shoot at their feet. So I need to change that. Let's go with health. I'm hoping for some like increased damage so that we can like start actually destroying things with this. Because this is like, yeah, there we go. Kind of insane. Okay, so that's awesome. I need to make a couple of changes to how it works so that we can shoot directly at the... I might just need to make an entirely separate object that does a hit scan that also does this. Because we don't want to have to continuously aim. Also, it's kind of confusing. Like, the player's not going to know that. I know it because I made it, right? Just send these off into like oblivion. I love it. Yeah, they can't handle it. They just die. All right, boys. That's very cool. I'm very into that as an upgrade. I think it's a lot of fun. Just because what I want to see with this game is just like total carnage. Like you're just destroying things left and right. It's not really about accuracy or like... Just see, like, eventually there's going to be so many zombies and you need to upgrade yourself so that you're, like, OP as heck and you're just killing them really quickly. Okay, I'm going to delete some of these prints because they're kind of annoying. Alright, so on that note, I need to change the kind of projectile that I've got here. So I have a rocket launcher. Yeah, it's a rigid body projectile, but it could easily be. So I'm going to go save scene as, and just go explosive projectile. Explosive underscore hit scan projectile. And for 10 targets. If I think about it, I want to change this to a hit scan. And then none of this matters, but it's okay. We'll leave it there. Explosive radius. So basically what this script does is it connects the on-body entered signal to the rigid body. And when it makes the connection, it hits it like this. So I probably need to override the hit scan collision. This is a lot more complicated. You know what? I might just like keep it a rigid body, just make it go way faster, like 100. And then I also need to say, do some damage when it makes contact. So, what do I do normally? On-bodied entered, I do this load projectile and then I queue it free. So that's fine. All I just need to do is body upgrades can be very hard to implement if you entangle your code. NA games, I agree, and that's what I'm trying to avoid here. So everything right now is just controlled by a single node and it's just calling set indexed. So it's nice and simple. I think at least. I'm not writing any functions on the object, but like I am having to change this object to suit the game. So here I can just call the damage. So basically I can do some damage on the object that we hit. This just needs to change to body, body, body. Right? So that should work theoretically. And now I just need to explosive hit scan projectile. So under the experience manager for the weapon projectile, instead of rocket launcher, we'll make it explosive hit scan. Object, player character, projectiles, no, spawnable objects. Explosive hit scan projectile, even though it's not a hit scan. Whatever, who cares? Okay. So let's see how that goes. I didn't get it. Well, let's just increase my damage. Okay. It makes the spray look really funny, but it's working. and you can now kill people with it. You can kill zombies directly rather than having to shoot the ground. So that's pretty much what I wanted. Let's see if we can get two together and kill them. There's one. There's another. So now if I just go... Oh, it's not actually making contact with him because I'm too close. He definitely took damage. I don't know. There's not enough of them around. Increased weapon damage. Obviously, we're getting upgrades really quickly here because I'm just nuking him down. I want a group of zombies, please. This is still wave 1. Alright, yeah. Okay, cool. Alright, you lot. Time to die. Well, yeah. It remains to be seen if this is actually a good upgrade or not. I think it is. It's OP as heck, actually. I would prefer it to be a hit scan weapon, but I don't want to spend too much more time on it. They might also be traveling too quickly and going through. Actually, no. Increased weapon. Now that I think about it, it's because I'm not deleting them afterwards. Still on wave 2, just destroying zombies. I think it's okay. It just like nukes those into non-existence. Okay, anyway, time to move on. Let's make some more upgrades. So, right now we have 4 upgrades now. Do you design everything myself? No, right now the assets have been provided by the Game Jam. So this particular Game Jam, Zombeez Game Jam, must be submitted. Genre can be anything. Games should be developed in Unity. Well, I'm not doing that. So it doesn't. And it says it some here. They want you to use their asset pack. So that's the whole thing. Is it each time you kill, you get that evolve menu? It won't be like that when we release the game. I'm just testing. It's just so that I can get to the upgrades without having to kill 5 zombies. But we'll change it. In fact, probably now because it's no reason for me to see them so often. I probably need to. Oh well, it's just a game jam, so who cares? Set that back down to 20. I was gonna say, oh, I should do like some kind of console that I can use to like just give myself levels, but this game's due on Monday, so who cares? All right, upgrades, people, upgrades. Spawnable objects. No, we want objects. Is it not under objects? Upgrades. Yeah, here we go. So we've got health, we've got move speed, we've got weapon damage, we've got weapon projectiles. I want to do one for sprint. So upgrade resources. Sprint duration, I should make it. And so this one is going to be an add, and it's going to be called sprint duration. The variable name for the player is sprint timer? Sprint time. Which one do we think it is? Sprint time remaining? I think it's sprint time. Let's have a look. Sprint timer start, sprint time remaining. Why sprint and crouched and not crouched? Sprint on cooldown, speed modifier equals sprint speed. sprint timer dot start sprint time remaining. And what about when that gets cleared? I'm not understanding my code. Exit sprint. Oh, we've got a function here. Sprint replenished. Sprint time remaining equals move towards sprint time. Okay, so this is the sprint. So sprint time, I think, is the ultimate one. Sprint bar value equals sprint time remaining divided by sprint time times 100. I just want to make sure that there isn't like a maximum that I've set. Sprint bar dot value equals sprint bar value. Right, so this is the replenish. But I'm pretty sure sprint time, because sprint time remaining is the variable we use, but it's when it's returning to like its full amount. Each time you kill a zombie, you get the low. Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty funny. I don't think it would be a very fun game. Okay, so sprint time, I think, is the variable that I want. Let's get to this variable name, sprint time. The object is the player character. The increase, so at the moment it's 1 second, right? So should we just make it like 0.2 or 0.1? Make it a quarter, maybe, because it won't be that attractive as an object. Scene to attach, upgrade icon. I'm sort of like a bit strapped for like what icons to use. There's not much in the asset pack that's helpful for communicating this. So I'm either going to have to draw them myself or just use like the character running. Like that's sprint time remaining. It's the picture of the dude walking. What about character 2 run? Yeah, that's fine. We can use that. Sprint duration. Character 2 run. Okay, so increase sprint duration by 0.25 seconds. And I also could do something fancy here with the percentage S sign here, but I'm just not because I don't know. I guess I don't know for sure if it's a percentage increase. I suppose I could tell from this. Anyway, not important. All right, so let's, okay, that one's done. Let's just keep creating them because we know it works now. There's a couple of other different bits and pieces here. I think jump height could be a fun one. It might not be something that people want, but seeing it there is still something that you can get. Maybe I can put some other upgrades up high. Like at the moment, I haven't actually set, like I kind of think like maybe an upgrade could be a weapon. Like maybe you get the shotgun. The problem is right now you would lose all your upgrades. So I guess maybe it's like a choice. You lose your damage upgrade, and you would still have access to that weapon. I would just it's like the new one is different, and maybe you start with the pistol, and you get the AK as an upgrade, and then you upgrade that, or you upgrade the pistol, or whatever, like something like that, so that you need to get better. But then also, because you can also pick up weapons, maybe we put it in a high place that you couldn't get unless you had the jump upgrade. That could be fun. So let's do that. Create new resource, upgrade resource, jump height. I like to end these with upgrade, jump height upgrade. This will be an add as well. Jump height. The variable name is, I think, literally jump height. I think it might, the problem is like you might actually jump slower if I change the jump height. Let me just think about this for a second. Jump height. That is the name of the variable. So at the moment we can jump 2 meters tall, unless I've changed it here. No, it's still just the basic. So how does that fare in our little movement equation? I believe the speed is controlled by the distance and the actual peak and fall time, not the jump height, but the gravity is. a function of this. So that's fine. It's not going to affect move speed, which is the thing I'm more concerned about. Player character. The increase, make it like 0.5. People aren't going to want to get this every single time. It's going to be annoying if you have to keep clicking it to get the upgrade. The callable, we do need to call this function in order to affect the actual jump height, because jump height is controlled by the gravity. So we'll call that function. The scene to attach is nothing. The upgrade icon is I don't know, let's find a picture of a dude jumping. There's a picture of a dude jumping, right? Yes. Character one jump. There you go. There was in there somewhere. I don't know. That's like 2 sprites. It's some kind of sprite. Let me open these in a sprite. Why can't I right click you? Show in file manager. Gimme. Right. I guess it's just gonna be this dude. So edit canvas, and well, it's just gonna be 128, and we'll go right to the end. I think technically the next frame is the one that where he's jumping. He's supposed to be like all the way up, but like I don't know. Does that like correctly communicate? No, that's not the right way to go about it. Trim content outside of it. I don't know how to just get that one, dude. Just highlight him. Just cut him out. Whatever. This is the one. Jump icon. Where did I export that to? Zombeez assets. Yeah, that works. Or maybe it doesn't. Where are you? Export as zombie jump icon. It should be there, right? It sounded like it it looked like it imported. Jump icon. Thanks. Okay, increase jump height by 50 centimeters. Is that too confusing? Half a meter. We'll roll with that. Increase jump height by half a meter. Okay, cool. I kind of want to test this one out. So it's an extra 0.5. So if we go to the world, actually before I forget, I have to add these 2 new ones to the upgrade array. So we've got jump height upgrade, and we've also got sprint duration. So we've got 5, and I'm pretty sure I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6. What else have I got? Move speed? Oh, I do have 6 in here. Never mind, I can't count. Okay, so save that. And so let's have a look. In theory, we can jump on top of this, right? Because these boxes, where's my grid? Grid map, right? What am I actually working on here? Are we raising or are we going down? We're going down. We need to go up. Okay. So in theory, we won't be able to achieve that height in our current state. So if we get the upgrades, we will. Let's test it. Oh no, I made it like a long time to get the upgrades. I'm gonna have to, I really need to put the experience, oh it isn't an export. No, I need to make it in code though, because if I don't, then it will only apply to one. I need like an easy way to get upgrades. Increase jump height by 0.5 meter. So I probably still can't get up there. No, I can't, but we just need to kill another zombie. Oh, excuse me. I don't know what I upgraded. I have to fix that too. It's a bug where like if you're releasing the fire button before you click on it, it'll just automatically select it. Okay, so now I can jump up here. How cool is that? And now I can just kill all these dumb idiots because they can only attack me physically. So I can just make myself jump really high. This is going to be so game breaking. Just make the move speed really high. Whoa. Like, maybe I need a cap? Oh man. I mean, people aren't really going to choose that because like how good is it? You could jump out of the level and survive infinite waves until the game crashes because I haven't got any kind of like way of maybe I should do like a timer to say like if you haven't killed the zombies in the wave after a certain amount of time, like you just start taking damage, you know? Alright, I'm going to escape the level if I keep going. Sprint speed by 0.25 seconds. It's pretty cool. Sprint speed by 2.5 seconds. I gotta wait for it to refresh. I could probably increase the speed of the refresh as well. It's a cool idea. I like it as an upgrade. That's cool. That's cool. I'm digging the whole system at the moment. I think it's really cool. Sprint duration. What else can we actually manipulate on? Like I'm looking for levers that we can actually change for the player. So obviously we've got crouched, but like who cares, right? Like, but we can do some different stuff with sprint, which is pretty cool. So we could make the sprint unlockable, right? Like as an upgrade, make sprint unlockable. I think that's like, we want to go down that road, right? Like you don't have sprint, but then you can get it from enable sprint. This is so cool. I'm so stoked that I came up with this. Get. And then maybe I need to work on a way to like exclude upgrades that it's going to be kind of hard to exclude upgrades for stuff you don't have. Like you could upgrade the sprint, not have the sprint, but then when you get the sprint, the speed will still apply, but yeah, get sprint. So I can actually do that with pretty much every ability. The lean, not useful. The crouch as well. So maybe we can, like when we actually design the level in a couple of days, you know, we can put bonuses that you can't get unless you enable the crouch. Like put a AK-47 inside like an area that you would need to crouch to get to. I love it. This is a do nothing. Huh. So here we've got another one, because this is no longer a value. It is it's a variable, right? So the way that we can get around this, because we might need a different enum. Like the enum is all about how to calculate the values, but like maybe we also need to tell it like it's a bool. It's like a typing, right? We could also test the type. What else can we think to do here? So it's like enable sprint. The variable name is player character. It's just enable sprint. Where'd I go? Get sprint. Yep, it's a player character. And the increase. If I make this one, will it become true? No callable, no scene to attach. Right? I think that works. Scene to attach. No pack scene, upgrade icon. It's just going to be the dude running again, because I don't have any other icons to work with. Character run. What does that look like? That's the set. I need the individual. Make it like a different frame at least. You can suddenly sprint. Press shift to sprint. Okay. Right. Okay, let's see if that works, because I think just like my understanding of how bulls work, like you can just pass a 1 and it'll take it as a true value. Maybe. Okay, so and then the alternative is to just like make a callable and put the function on the player, or like do some kind of typing for this so that it knows what kind of type it is and do that. But like that's more complexity and I'm trying to avoid that. Anyway, player character. Okay, we go to the experience manager and we add this as an upgrade. Add element, get sprint. And the enemies, let's set them back to 100 because I don't know, it's going to take longer and longer to start getting these. I can probably just take some of them out or force it to give it to me as a reward. Increase sprint. You can suddenly sprint. Press shift to sprint. Dude, lucky. Didn't work. Oh, I enabled sticky keys. I forgot about those. Okay, so that's all right. Narrowing conversion float to int loses position. Okay, so that was a misunderstanding on my part of how the Godot works. So that's all right. Callable is probably the easiest way for me to do this. Create a callable to enable it. So on the player, we can create a tiny little function called enable sprint. And well, it can't take anything. It returns void, and it just goes enable sprint equals true. And realistically, I mean, I could make it even more versatile. I could pass it the string variable, and so enable ability, right? And it can just be ability as a string, and it can just go set ability true. Right. So then we can go back to get sprint and we can just call this on enable ability. And hang on a second. So have I used that for anything else? Oh yeah, I have used that. The problem is it doesn't take anything. Set indexed, callable call. How can we tell it that it needs to bind something to it? Is there a way to do that? Call. On the object, so the method supports a variable number of arguments, so we can pass something to it, but what if another function doesn't need to have something passed to it? What happens then? So if I go on the experience manager and I just go callable call, and then I pass an argument, which is going to be the upgrade variable name. In this case, like it'll work for the sprint, but what happens when I'm trying to unlock the weapon, not the weapon, the jump ability? Because the jump ability, the what's it called? The movement speed and the jump height both require a callable for them to update their abilities, but they don't take any variables. So what happens if you start passing the variable name to it? I don't know. It's going to crash, probably. Increase sprint speed. You can suddenly sprint. This should work. It doesn't. You can suddenly sprint, increase base movement speed, and it crashes because it doesn't take any expected 0 arguments. So this is not a way out. Then I would say that what I want to do then is on the player character, rather than enable ability. I really don't like this. I shouldn't be doing it, but like I'm not that interested. Maybe if I work on this further, I'll come back and try to improve the system. I like where it's going, but like, how can you get it to enable a bool variable without actually putting a function in somewhere to do that? On enable sprint. Geez, can't spell. Sprint doesn't take anything because it can't, and then we just go sprint enabled. Enable sprint equals true. Right. Get sprint, and the function is that. And so now, like realistically, we don't need that. We don't need that. I mean, we might still need to provide that. I don't know, on the interest of safety. Now, theoretically, this should work. Unless there's some other function, you can suddenly sprint. It still doesn't work. What's causing that? So even if enable sprint is true, is there something within the flow of the code? So if I had upgrades, implicit new node not found P3 label, that's okay. Oh. Sorry about that. I knocked the microphone cable. Just blew everyone's ears out. Whoops. Okay. We're good. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Why? Okay, so let's think about this for a second. What is happening here that is preventing this from being called? Or is there something in the player character script that's stopping this from happening that I've forgotten that I put in? So the sprint, enable sprint is, if it's unchecked, I wonder if being an export variable makes a difference. I don't think it does. So if enable sprint, and then if action is just released, we go back to normal speed. If action is pressed, sprint, and not crouched, sprint on cooldown. So I wonder if there's something here in the sprint cooldown, exit sprint, if not sprint cooldown and speed modifier, sprint speed, if it's on floor. So this is not doing any check to check if sprint's enabled. So the sprint bar should be properly enabled, like, enable crouch, no, I uncheck that, enable lean, uncheck that, enable sprint. Let's just do a little print out here. I don't even know if I'm affecting the variable. I can't tell without any feedback. Where are you? Coming from the roof. You can suddenly sprint. Okay, the callable's not getting called. That's alright. Now we know. So what's stopping it? Probably a typo, if anything. Let's have a look. I like how it says enable spring. Player character, is that spelt correctly? Probably. Callable on enable sprint. Upgrade type nothing. What does that do? How did I do the... Oh no, but that's okay because they actually do change the variable. So we have got experience manager. So if seen it to check else value calculate upgrade, and we're passing in a 0. We're setting the upgrade variable name to value. I don't like this like much at all. Like the fact that we're even doing that. But we do need to get an upgrade variable name. So for this to work, we need to actually be able to detect that the variable exists. Otherwise it just bails out. So get sprint, I think still does that, right? The variable name is enable sprint, but it's set to false. So this is actually returning false. Okay. We could move the callable outside of that check so that it calls no matter what. Right? Like that's how you would fix that because it's set to false. Yari guy, how's it going? I don't know how to pronounce that. Hey, how you doing? So that's funny. But now we know and we fixed it. I feel like that took me a little bit too long to work out. So let's test it out. You can suddenly sprint and now we can sprint. How cool is that? Okay. And I wonder if, do we think it's a good idea? Say this one here, you can suddenly sprint. That's a one-time thing, right? Like you could manage to fix a bug that bugged me, though I had to make the game harder because of it. Sometimes that's just how it goes. All right, so here's a question for you. We've got an upgrade for our player, the sprint ability. It's something that they choose when they level up. You can suddenly sprint. Press shift to sprint. If we unlock this ability, if we unlock this ability, should we no longer show it like in subsequent levels if it actually gets picked up by the randomizer? So we're picking upgrades at random. Should this one be discarded if we already have it? I think probably yes. It's just going to add to the overall, like the overall enjoyment. Like no one wants to see an upgrade they've already taken up if it can no longer be taken up. right? I think we all agree on that. But yeah. Alrighty. So what I can do is I can add another field here. And I can just call it unique. Unique upgrade. And it's a bool. By default, I'm going to have this set to false, because I don't think there's going to be that many that come up with it. But this one in particular, yes, because enable sprint is unique. So, and same, actually no, the weapon projectile one is, because it is only applying to the current weapon, we don't want to discard to that, because if you pick up another weapon and you want that upgrade later, it's something you might want. And there's no way for the experienced manager to actually be able to tell what weapon you have equipped, so you're just going to have to see that multiple times. So now I can say if upgrade dot unique, not that's upgrades, I want upgrades dot unique upgrade, then we want to index equals upgrades plural dot find, and we look for this one, and then we upgrades dot remove at pop out. What's the difference? Does anyone know? I actually don't. Removes an element from the array by index. If the index does not exist, the array does nothing. To remove an element by searching for its value, use array. So I could do that instead. Actually, that's probably better. This method acts in place and doesn't return anything on a modified relay. On large arrays, this method will be slower if the removed element is close to the beginning. So what's the difference between that and pop at? Removes and returns the element. If negative, so that's probably like more safe, like if it doesn't exist. Is considered relative to the end of the array, leaves the array unchanged and returns null. If the array is empty or if access, so that's probably safer than remove at. And we can also just call erase, so let's do that. Upgrades dot erase, and it wants a value which is upgrade. Like that. Excellent. Okay, so then we won't see the sprint choice anymore. Oh, we don't want to use the knife. He's on the walls. I increased the sprint, but I really need to fix that bug. Whoa, buddy. Where are you? Increase in sprint, increase jump, increase base movement speed, which is also like an insane power up. Increase damage. Increase, you can suddenly sprint. Okay, here we go. I guess I won't be able to tell if that doesn't work, because if it doesn't show up, then I guess it works. Can I jump up to that yet? No. Yeah, I'm down. This is awesome. Okay, great. What else? Get sprint. Get. We can make get. We don't need that printout anymore. Func on enable. Crouch, right? Enable crouch equals true. Okay, and then let's create an upgrade. Upgrade resource. get crouch. Nothing, I guess. Unlock crouch. The variable name, enable crouch. Object name, it's the player character. Player underscore character. I can't type. Ugh. Player character. I'm having a tough time. Increase 1. And the callable is on enable crouch. Let's make them funny. Like your knees are feeling. Your knees are made of steel. Yeah, knees are suddenly your knee pain. Your knee pain is healed. You can now crouch. Press, I think it's C to crouch. And this is also unique. Okay, and we need some icons. Is there like a crouch icon? I don't know. There is not. I don't know. What about if I just make it like a close-up of someone's knees? Actually, you know what? That guy is kind of like a good one for it. Canvas size is 128. And we go down to the end. Okay. And then we can just export as crouch icon. And I'll put this at the top level. And we export that. Hey, Cassie, how are ya? We are making a lot of upgrades. And it's actually really fun. It's making it feel like there's things that can be achieved, which is cool. I think it's really fun, at least. But I'm also unlocking them every time I make a kill. Which won't be like that in the game. So we'll see. We'll see how the difficulty curve feels once I actually make it longer to actually get a level up. Okay, get crouch. Upgrade icon. The upgrade icon is the crouch icon. There we go. And the tooltip is there. Great, great, great. Let's save that. Go to the experience manager. Add another upgrade. We want the get crouch. Okay, so now I want to experiment with something else. I always wanted to see the weapons as like a choice in these upgrades. So you level up and now you can get the AK. So like currently the player just automatically starts with the AK, but like it's probably the most powerful weapon. I don't know about the shotgun. I can buff that to make it even stronger, so it's a more attractive weapon as well. The shotgun, I was going to say it's going to be like crazy OP when I make it explosive, but that's not. I'd have to make like a custom shotgun. But maybe if we get time, we can do that, because that would be sick. But for now, the melee weapon, maybe we always want that. It's a little bit too strong at the moment. Like, let's make it do 20 damage. Because it's crazy OP because it does cleave damage. It'll just kill everything in front of you. But the blaster, which is the AK, don't worry about it. What we want to do is just probably swap that out with the pistol, right? You start with the pistol. Spawnable objects. No. We want scripts. Player character. No. projectiles, weapon state machine, weapon resources. I believe it's blaster N. Yeah. So we make it so that this first one is actually blaster N. And then in the world, I'm not against having weapons you can pick up. I just want to make them a little bit more difficult to get. So currently they're all just sitting right in front of you. And eventually I want to put them in places that you can't get to. So like you need to unlock the crouch, you need to unlock the jump or the move speed or something like that. Like you can't jump the distance that you need to make. You're going to die or you're going to fall into a pit of zombies. That'd be fun. Stuff like that. So I think that's the ticket. Let's see if we can make it an unlockable. I think we can, honestly. Sleigh bells. Okay, so if we go to the upgrades, where are they? Player character. Oh, I'm lost. Get rid of that one. Example world. No. We want objects. Upgrades. Here we go. Create new resource. Upgrade resource. AK-47. And I suppose once again it doesn't matter. We're just adding. The name is like unlock AK-47. Okay, so this is the challenging part. The variable name and then the object name. So the variable name, so how it works is we can get to the weapon slot and it's probably going to need to be a callable, right? I might need to make a custom callable again. I'm kind of like disappointed with myself that I'm cutting corners like that. How can I do it in a way that's elegant yet doesn't break the system and I don't have to spend like 5 hours making it work? So how do we unlock a weapon anyway? So picking up a weapon requires a on pickup detection body entered. This is the function here, which is annoying that it takes a rigid body. So I might need to make a separate function. I'm going to need to make a callable anyway, because this is specifically works with weapons on the ground. It detects the rigid body and then figures out what it is because it has a weapon slot on it. I could have it be a pack scene. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Is there like oh no, I made it unlimited. So how do we go about this? We take what we do above, right? If body type is equal to weapon, this is where we actually add the weapon. If it's equal to max weapon through return, if body pickup ready is true, for slot if slot equals weapon, we probably just want to take this entire function. This is fine. For slot in weapon stack, if slot dot weapon is equal to weapon slot dot weapon. In fact, it's fine. We don't really want to pass it a weapon slot though, so let's just take all of this because it's going to be the exact same, and then just go func add weapon. And instead of taking a rigid body, it can just take a weapon resource, right? And this will be of type weapon resource. It returns void. I can paste that in. because it's going to be exact same. So all of this does is check to see if you already have the weapon, and if you do, we're going to take the ammo from it, which I think is a good thing to have. Now it's getting a little bit cranky at me because I've like messed with the indentation, so that needs to come back, right? They're on the same level, they're on the same level, that's fine. And then instead of checking weapon slot.weapon, we just check weapon resource, right? Weapon slot. I guess if I just call the variable weapon slot, nah, that's kind of annoying. Actually, you know what? This whole bit won't work because I guess it would need to expect a weapon slot rather than a weapon, if that was the case. Yeah, it's gonna have to take a weapon slot. And just call it weapon slot. Okay, if remaining 0 body.keyframe, we don't need to do that. If body.type equals weapon, we don't need to do that either. In fact, we can get rid of all of this and then just go for slot in weapon stack. Because this happens on the outside, right? If we skip that. Right. Fine. All right. Great. I think that'll work. We have to test it. So how can we get this to trigger? We need to pass it a weapon slot. So it's kind of annoying. That's what I'll say. Because I don't want to have to write a function for every single weapon. I'd rather just have something like this where I can pass a weapon slot in and then it'll just take it and whatever, right? But how can I do that on the experience manager? Right now, we're saying like add, if there's a scene to attach, if there isn't, we're just assuming that it's like an arbitrary value that we're increasing. Now, weapon slots can't be pack scenes because then I would need to unpack them. So that whole thing doesn't really work. But the callable obviously does. The callable is a strong contender for what we can do here. Or we have to go with like a separate function here where we can say if upgrade.weapon slot or something like that, like in the, I guess it is core to the entire gameplay experience. I'm going to be adding a lot of them. So you go, let's close some scenes here. You go experience manager AK-47, right? Like we have a look at the script, upgrade resource. And so we can say, if there is a weapon resource, a weapon slot, right? So like at export for weapon to acquire. I don't really like this, but we'll roll with it. And it's a weapon slot. And what we can do here, then now if we open this up, we can say weapon to acquire, new weapon slot, and then in this weapon slot we can put the weapon we want to give. And then we can just call that function on the object or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out in a second. Objects, upgrades. Now we want player. Sprint. No spawnable objects, weapon module, scripts. Yes, that's the one we want. Weapon state machine. Pick up weapons. Weapon resources, right? Blaster eye is the AK. And current ammo 30, give it 60, right? Unlock AK, variable name. It doesn't really matter, but we do need to query one. So we can just call it weapon underscore slot, which I think is the one for the player weapon manager. So we do have next weapon. It's a bit risky. Weapon stack. We could manipulate the weapon stack. Current weapon slot. We'll just go with the weapon stack. Objects. I forget where everything is. Okay, 47. Weapon stack. Object name. Weapons manager. Okay. Increase 1. And then the callable. This is the problem. In fact, the weapon stack is a bad idea. This is going to be a nothing. Just add the weapon stack back. Hopefully that won't break things. Unlock the AK-47. This is unique. And the upgrade icon, well, that's really easy. It's just going to be the icon for the AK-47, which is weapon 3-2. Okay. Weapon to acquire, weapon slots. So what I want to do is under the experience manager. If upgrade dot weapon to acquire object dot call and the call which is well, I need to put it in here. Play character, weapon manager. Change weapon, no. Add weapon. That's pretty basic. I probably could have done that. Upgrade callable. And then the next one is the weapon to acquire. Right. So if there is a weapon to acquire, we're going to do that. And that sort of takes out some of the need to like create a separate function for every single weapon. It is a specific use case, but that's okay. It should work in theory. Let's just make sure as well, because I am saying weapon stack is the variable that I'm going to affect. Now, if I say if there's a scene to a chat, I'm doing this calculate upgrade, and then I'm setting the index. So I'm setting it back to what it is, but it's set to nothing. So theoretically, it should be fine. Shouldn't break anything, in theory, you know. Famous last words, I guess. Let's roll with it. Oh wow, what is that? Unlock the AK. Okay, cool. It crashed. Oh, because it has a callable. Okay. I just need to reverse the order of these. And then after this, we say return. Nothing like taped together code. That'll work. Why is that happening? It's to do with the viewport. Increase jump height, because I like jumping. Oh, what did I unlock? Dude, this shit's... Oh, this must be like explosives? Yeah. Nice. Increase sprint duration? I can't sprint yet. Increase current weapon damage. Increase sprint duration. Increase current weapon. Your knee. Oh, we can crouch. Increase weapon damage. Increase base move speed. Unlock the AK. Check it out. It worked. You can suddenly sprint, and now I can sprint. Cool. Okay. Things are starting to look good. I like it. There's one thing that's bothering me, which is the explosive hit scan projector, which is not a hit scan. Perhaps I should rename it. I should delete the body, because it looks weird, and also it's probably creating some problems. Queue free. Why is this not coming up? It really should. Okay. All right. I'm feeling good. We've got the AK. We can just create like one for every single weapon now. Create new resource. Upgrade resource. Shotgun. Upgrade. We want to do nothing. We just want to copy the AK actually. It's going to be weapon stack and weapon manager. Weapon stack and weapons. Manager increase 0 callable. I forget the name of it. It's just add weapon. It's not that hard, mate. All right. Unlock shotgun. Weapon to acquire, new weapon slot, weapon resource. I think it's Blaster M. Yeah. Because it's got the incremental reload. Current ammo, what is its like maximum magazine ammo? 9, max ammo 36. Let's just unlock it at maximum. Alright. And then the icon is one of these. That is a shotgun, but I think it uses a different one. That one there. Unlock the shotgun. Alright, what other weapons do I have? I've got an Uzi that is probably the best candidate for explosive ammo because it has like way less spray. I might need to tone that down for the kind of game this is. We don't really need that much spray. We don't want people to have to focus on that. Let's get back up here. Let's go to the experience manager. Shotgun upgrade. Should be fine. Experience manager. I really want to know how to get rid of that. Player character. I think it's to do with the sub viewport container, maybe? What is this? Why is this on the screen? It is the sub viewport container. And it, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to work on that, but for now we're just gonna turn it off. It still shows up. The heck, mate? Is there another sub viewport container? I know. Is there a way to like force redraw or something like that with the? Why is it doing that? Clear mode, update mode always when visible. Next frame. Thoughts? I don't know. Let me have a think about that. Do I have access to the sub viewport container? I assume I do. Maybe in the canvas layer? Can I do like a func? Why would it draw a weapon on the screen like that? Sub viewport container dot pre-sort children. Is there like a draw? Can I call a draw on it? Is it a function? Force draw update or something like that? Emitted when the canvas item must redraw, related notification draw, and before draw is called. Deferred connections do not allow draw method. I don't know. It's not happy with that. Non-existent function in draw sub view. I don't know, bro. Sub viewport. This is the thing that's doing it. So like maybe I need to actually do something on that. Sub viewport. Dot clear mode render target clear mode render target size update always update once. Just update the viewport, bro. Like why is there a weapon on the screen like that? Like transparent BG canvas color mask. I don't know. Update modes there, update configuration warnings. Update always. Yeah, but like it's a sub viewport. Render target clear mode? What does this do? The clear mode when the sub viewport is used as a render target. This property is intended for 2D usage. Okay, well. Sub viewport is used as a render target update mode. Did you make it always? Like, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. Is one of these drawn on a different layer? It's because this is visible. Okay, it's gone now. Alright. Yeah, we fixed it. You can suddenly sprint. That's such a good power up. Okay, so we're back. I really have to fix that. Unlock the shotgun, unlock the AK-47 because it's OP as heck. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with how things are working out, eh? Increase sprint speed. I really like that power up, but damage is just too much to pass up, right? Okay, awesome. I think things are working well. So I unlocked the shotgun and then got a little bit distracted. There's still another weapon to unlock. I don't know if I want to put the rocket launcher in the game. It's just not that powerful. And, oh, I mean, I guess I could make it more powerful. Okay, let's add another upgrade. Upgrade resource. It's the Uzi upgrade. I wonder if I just like actually delete. It'd be faster. Remove. Shotgun upgrade. Duplicate. And just call it Uzi upgrade. And for the Uzi, we've got, instead of Blaster M, we are wanting to load Blaster L. And the Blaster L is 30 and 60 as well, which I don't actually think is accurate for an Uzi, but it's just the image changed. Max ammo really needs to go up to like 120. Upgrade icon, if we come down to weapon icon, and we find the Uzi. What kind of damage does this weapon do? 25 damage? That's probably okay. I think they all do 25 damage by like a base skill, a base damage level, and you just upgrade from there. So unlocking this late in the game is going to suck. It's not going to really be something you want to do. You're going to have to upgrade your weapons early in terms of like damage, because that's when the monsters are easiest to kill. They're going to get like way harder to kill. So you want to get that damage number up. Anyway, alright, I guess I will add the rocket launcher as an upgradable. Let's duplicate again. Let's go to experience, but I need to remember to add these as I like make them. Add that. And then let's do another one. No, duplicate. Duplicate. Rocket launcher. Rocket launcher upgrade. All right. Let's go find that and find the rocket launcher, which is Blaster Q. Obviously, we don't want to do it 2 and 6. We'll make this 18 and make this 2 and 6, and then change that to. I actually think it's just the shotgun, but like made bigger, which is really silly, but. Unlock the rocket launcher. Trust me, it's actually a rocket. No, it's probably too. People will think I'm baiting them into something. Unlock the rocket launcher. They could just be like, oh, it doesn't look like a rocket launcher, and that's fine. This is unique. I don't know if I marked the other ones as unique. You can only unlock them once. I think I got to remove the droppable flag from the weapon so that they can't be dropped. Okie dokie. So, AK-47 is a unique upgrade. Rocket launcher is a unique upgrade. Shotgun is not. Let's change that flag. Uzi upgrade is not. Let's change that one. You start with the pistol and then you unlock these. I think that makes sense, right? The shotgun is actually a pretty good weapon. Now that I've upgraded, it does 25 damage. I think it does that like across it, like one hits things. You know, okay, so the next question is like, what about piercing rounds? Could we do that? Unlock the AK. And then you just want to like bump your damage up as much as possible. Like that's the card you want to be seeing. Increased weapon damage is like so OP. Why aren't you dying? And then obviously explosive then is like one of the most powerful weapons in the game. I probably need to add like some kind of visual effect so that people know that it is explosive. I'm not leveling up anymore. So do we have problems with the math on how a level up gets calculated? Because these guys give me 100 and I haven't leveled up and I've killed a bunch of them. Wave 3. Oh, this is an interesting conundrum. If they get too close, it doesn't work. You can suddenly sprint. Oh, wait, I did level up, but it took me like a bunch of kills. This is going to be insane. Okay, that was weird. Like for an entire like wave, I just didn't get levels. But it's going again now. So is there a bug there somewhere? I don't know. Let's try that again. I'm pretty sure it's after wave 1. So either the required amount of XP goes up like so much that it becomes a problem. Because if you're not, like right now you're getting 100 per kill. But like, or is it just going to be like, because I was outpacing the monsters, I wasn't getting like, let me have a look at that script, that part of the script. So there's an increase rate of 1.05 and I'm saying experience required equals the rate times 1.05. So I'm increasing it by 5% every time. So what does that look like? Breaking out the spreadsheet. If I can type LibreOffice Calc into the frickin' thingo. Protect your eyes. Okay, so we got level 1 and it's 100. And then for every level, we're increasing by 5%. Yo, that's like kind of a lot, right? Let me move this into the center and get a little bit bigger for you guys. So then I guess if we just go like, and we get to level 15, and the increase rate is 1.05, right? And then it's just going to be this multiplied by this. Let me just lock that in. And then So this one is 110. It doesn't seem that unreasonable. By level 15, you need twice as much. How many levels? It's infinite. This is just me doing some math because I felt like I wasn't getting enough XP. But I don't know what level I was because like, I think I was level 9 or something. By level 27, you're like kind of, it's a lot. You're not going to be getting upgrades that often. So I don't know how many levels is reasonable. I'm going to have to do some playtesting on that. But it's something that I'm going to need to think about because right now the increase requirement is 5% each time. But maybe it could be half that. Depends how generous you want to be to the players. I think it's pretty easy to get strong. But then I haven't tuned everything 100% yet. I need to think of some more upgrades though. So I did put the rocket launcher in, so we're good to go for that. What else? I mean, I could do some fun stuff. No, well, I mean, I could do some fun stuff. Double jump, maybe. I don't know. What other variables are there that I can play around with easily? We could make one be like the XP is like you gain XP faster, something like that. Right? That would be easy enough. Like on the monsters, on their script, they're the ones that determine the experience rate. So we could do something like, first I'd need to register them for the upgrades. Technically a downgrade for them, but so we need this function. Receive upgrades. Okay, cool. Take that. And we want to go experience manager dot on upgrade achieved or available. I think it's available. Yeah, on upgrade available. Dot connect, and that's the callable received upgrades. Okay, so now the enemies can, so we can potentially give them debuffs now, which is fun. Like the zombies can give you more experience. Like why not? Like make that one. Funny thing about that though is that they're all going to be like this one's called enemy knife. Right, they have different names. And we're spawning them in, so identifying them is going to be a little bit difficult, more difficult. So if we potentially, what we can do, because right now I'm testing to see if the object name is equal to self name. Challenges. How can we identify them? And I'm going to be calling a lot. And you know what? Actually, it's a bad idea because if they spawn and the new ones won't have that same buff, it won't work actually. They would need to have an object attached to them. No, that won't even work either. It's not going to work. Yeah, I don't know why. It's super annoying. It fucking just hits. Hits loud. You'd have to ask Kevin MacLeod about it. Because he made all the music. Actually, this one's made by me. Life carries on, guys. Monster kill, monster experience. So how can we increase the amount of experience? So I guess the other way to do it would be to register the experience manager. and have the experience manager actually reduce experience. It is an interesting conundrum because we are spawning in enemies. They're not going to know how much their stats should be. We do set stats for damage, speed, and scale. So perhaps, actually, now that I think about it, the better thing for the enemies is actually the enemy spawner, because the spawner will be able to tell the enemies how much damage they do and how fast they get. We got set stats. Where is it? Set stats. So I can actually pass in the debuff, right? Which is pretty cool. In fact, I can create a function, enemy to spawn dot set debuffs, and then we can pass in debuffs. And we haven't got a variable var debuff, and it's going to be a dictionary, and it's going to be equal to the string value of all the stats. So we've got health, damage, and speed, right? Yeah. Yes. Damage and speed. They're named so strangely. Why do they do this to myself? Damage is 0. Speed is a constant, but not really. And then health is a constant. Oh, not new mate. 0. And experience. Okay. And apparently you're supposed to end with a comma according to the Godot standards for a dictionary. So those are our debuffs, and what we can do is we can manipulate them. And on the enemy, we're calling a function called set debuffs, right? Set debuffs debuffs. And so what we can say on the enemy, we can create a function called set debuffs. Func set debuffs. And it takes debuffs. I'm gonna get sick of saying that word in a second. It's a dictionary. And it returns void. And we're just going to go for D in debuffs, right? And we're going to say, because that'll be the key, right? So set D and then D dot debuffs bracket T, which will be the value, right? So we'll just go through and we'll, not set them actually, jeez. Get D, right, minus debuffs. In fact, it might be a bit clearer if I go var variable or something. var value, I think is the one I like to use, and I go get D. Then we can do a little bit of safety. We can say if D, if value, and then we can say set D value minus debuffs. So we're just going to subtract whatever's on the debuff. So if it's 0, obviously it's not going to subtract anything. And then I just want to print D, I guess. D and get. Get D, okay. Get these nuts. What's wrong with me? Okay. Right, so it does work. That's awesome. So now how can we access that with our upgrades, right? So the experience manager, the explosive, not the enemies. The enemies, well, they can have the receive upgrade. That's fine. We're not going to be able to access them anyway. So in the world, under the under the enemy spawner, we can have the receive upgrades function, and in the ready function, we are going to say experience manager. We're going to register for the upgrades on upgrade available dot connect, and the callable is receive upgrades. Okay, so that's the pattern. I'm going to deregister the enemy just for the sake of not having the enemy be able to receive upgrades, just so that it can't happen by mistake. And in the world, under the enemy spawner. Okay, so now we can actually get to this debuffs variable, but how do we set a value for that? So I know from set index, you can set a particular, like you can get to like a vector 3 value like X. So in theory, we should be able to get to damage. So let's start there. So we can go to create a resource, and it's going to be an upgrade resource, and we will call reduce zombie move speed, and it does what it says on the tin. Reduce zombie move speed, and the variable name that we're going for is debuffs semicolon speed, right? And the object name is in enemy spawner. The increase is -1. No, it's just 1, right? Because we're subtracting these anyway. So, right? Enemy. Hello. Yes, we're subtracting them, so +1 is fine. The callable, we don't need a callable. We don't have a weapon to attach. We do need an icon. I guess it can just be one of the enemies. I guess it'd be kind of cool if we could target a single specific zombie, but like I'm gonna have to do all of them. Zombie walk. Like just make it that dude. Reduce the zombie movement speed by 1 unit, I guess. How fast do they go? They have a speed of 3, so that's actually quite a lot. Maybe we make it not so much. It depends if we want to make it like something that you can continuously see. So let's have a look. Where am I? Where am I going to? I keep getting lost in the file system. I guess you guys can't see it because my head's in the way. AK-47. Reduce movement speed. Not 0.1. not 1, but rather point 0.1, 0.2. We make it a reduce. We could make it a percent. They get fast, man. And make it an increase of 0.2%. But it's a 0 value already. So it actually can't work that way. Because it'll just be, like if you go to the experience manager for percent increases, it takes the amount and adds it multiplied by an increase. So that won't actually work. I guess it's going to have to be an add. And we just make it by 0.2. Value plus increase. I guess I'm going to have to test this now. It's going to be difficult. Oh yeah, no, I'm printing out actually every time I spawn an enemy, I'm going to be printing D. So we're going to be printing out a lot of enemy variables until I find this one. So let's go. Increase weapon damage. Give me the shotgun. So annoying. I got the easy, but the shotgun's better, so. Unlock the AK, increase weapon damage. Explosive is probably better. I want to increase my damage. We can get explosive later. You can suddenly sprint. Did I forget to add it to the... I forgot to add it. I'm an idiot. Whoops. Give me the easy. Where is it? Reduce zombie movement speed. Okay, here we go. Their speed is 3.6. So the next one that spawns should be... That's still 3.6. I don't think it worked. Okay. I'm gonna need a way to like get to these sooner because it's getting kind of a little bit difficult to get them to spawn. Enemy spawner. Is that the right spelling? Yeah, that's correct. Then is my like the way of accessing that incorrect? If you know what I mean. Like, was it... Clear this out. Let me go to the experience manager. Amount equals value plus increase. So it should be equal to value plus increase. So I think that's okay. Have I spelled everything else correctly? Is that maybe the issue? Debuffs and then speed. Does it need to be wrapped in? text? Like, I don't know. I suppose I can test. I can go print get and then go should probably be like this. Right, get indexed is the correct function that I want to do. Get indexed. Right. Z returns 0. That's actually correct. Debuffs speed. That should work. We don't need to pass in the strings. Hey, I just made an experience component script. You can use it for different nodes or make an auto load singleton. You want to take a quick look and tell me? I mean, I'll look at it. You know, I'm pretty happy with what I've got so far. Like, it's fine. I guess I just like finding the variables. Is it different or similar to this? I'm curious. Either way. You can use it for different nodes or make it a singleton. Do you mean like, what do you mean like experience points or experience, NA? Anyway. Alrighty. So that is the correct variable. I died. They're all eating me. There's one up there. So why didn't that go through then? Can I get, what I probably need to do is experience manager. So pick random. Rather than upgrade one, pick random. It's actually just going to be at index 11 so that I always get it. And then I also want to print. It's different, yeah. It uses only one variable to store the total XP. Oh, do you just divide it by like the required XP to like determine the level? I thought about doing that, but then I decided not to. I was like, that's cool, but I'm dumb. Object.getIndexed. Not quite right. There we go. Okay, so I should get this always, and then I can test it quickly. Something's wrong. I can link a pastebin if you like. Just know, just to share and think about how you could approach this. Yeah, dude. If you're in the Discord, you can pop it through. I'll take a look for sure. We are. It's late, and then I probably go to bed. I think I've made some good progress. NA Games, do you have the Discord? Or you can just DM me. That's fine too. I have direct messages and I've been ignoring them. Oh yeah, I should probably accept his Kimball Goat. I forget who this guy was. Nah. My Discord is fresh. Here, I'll drop the link to the Discord. Oh, yep, there. Okay, there you are. Hey. I see you. What the heck was I doing? Oh yeah, I was working out that this is broken. It returns 0. Okay, so it does actually. Is it because it's 0? It's like false. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? If you test an int and it returns 0, will it be false? Is that what I'm finding out? That's so frustrating. I'm gonna need to like, I really like this system. I think it could make a good like tutorial video, but like I'm gonna have to really rethink the way that I'm distributing these, because if you can't have like a starting point of 0, that's kind of a problem, right? It's kind of, yeah, upgrade variable can't be 0. Yeah, no stress. NA games, you're all good. Upgrade variable can't be 0. Yeah, I think it would make, like, it's really cool, and I'm really glad that I figured out how to do this, but then there's a couple of caveats that I'm not particularly happy about. Upgrade variable can't be 0. Let's make it like 0.01 so that it'll evaluate to true, I guess. Yeah, I got affiliate on the weekend. Thank you, Ricky. We made it. Not even 0.01. So it's not material to begin with, but like, I guess. Okie dokie. Let's have a look. Increase flat, increase multiplier. Get XP towards level, get. I like it. NA games, I think it makes a lot of sense. Get level. It's very like broken up and small, like each function has its own purpose. Increase XP requirement, current XP returns in. Yeah, like the increase requirement is like that function, and versus what I do, which is like experience required multiplied by experience increase rate. Like, so you have a flat increase plus, and then you also increase it by a multiplier. And it can be from 1 to 10. Does that go up as you go? I'm guessing. I haven't read all the code. Channel points too. Yeah, I got it all. We're in the big town now. Not really, but it's nice to know that it's working. I've been enjoying it, so that's the main thing. This is been a lot better than slaving. Like, I just was really burnt out making tutorial videos all the time, and I was spending more time making videos than I was making actual games, and it was like, ugh. And then if I was making games, then it was like I was making videos. And then if I was making games and I wasn't making videos, and that was like a problem. So for the people on Twitch, NA Games is sharing with me a snippet of code for, like, I guess, autoload singleton for experience, which I suppose, I mean, NA Games, you could make it a plugin if you wanted to, like if you wanted to share it. Can I show the people? Can I show the people? I actually think it's really good. Okay, so right, I was just realizing that these couldn't be 1. So now I need to make them 0.99. Okay, let's see if it works now. Give me a level up. It works. Speed 3 point. Yeah, see, it works now. Literally, the variable can't be 0. Like, what the heck? What the heck, bro? Okay. Yeah, there has to be some other kind of safety, because the whole idea of testing the upgrade variable was that, like, if this returns null, so I guess if I can say, like, is null, right? Is that, like, or is equal to null is probably it. Then don't, sorry, I should say not equal to. How do you do that? Not equal to? I just go like this. Oh, you just go not null. How does the not thing? Because I'm trying to do like good GD script, but like I'm just gonna have to do this because I know that's how it works. So if upgrade variable is not null, then do this, which is actually what I want, not that it doesn't exist like as a true or false variable. So that's probably better than what I was doing before. So now in theory, these can go back to being 0. Enemy spawner. Yeah, it works now. Okay. Help and make us smarter. Awesome. What I'll do is I'll just copy that and put it in a notepad. If not upgrade. Okay, so this is what we were talking about before. So I think signal on level up, level as an int. So I guess a lot of this is just talking to the UI. It's kind of hard for me, like, you know, like I know that it, oh, so I'm covering it with chat. You know what would be way nicer if I just put it in a script. And then we go like this. Much better. So, oh man, it got real cranky at me just now. Apparently it doesn't want me to show this to everybody. Wow, come on, mate. All right, so we've got give XP, and I'm guessing that things call, so like when you kill something or when you defeat an enemy or whatever, it calls up to this manager and says, hey, this is my XP. Total XP plus amount, level current, get level, levels gained, level current, level before. For any, I don't really understand, but that's okay. It's probably project specific. Get current XP towards level. I don't know. I think it's cool. Get XP requirement for level. Next XP requirement. So I guess you just have to interface with these functions. And then you can like have experience. And I'm guessing it never ends. Like you don't have a max level, do you? I don't see it here as a variable. I don't have a max level either, but mine is definitely more scuffed than yours. That's for sure. Mine is super scruffy. Okay, so I think I fixed some good stuff. I've got some good upgrades. I'm happy with that. Get experience manager. We've got 12. I probably still need some more. I'm liking the variety we've got here. No, I didn't. Yeah, well, sometimes some games don't have max levels, so that's fine. So yeah, I've got 12 upgrades. But a lot of those upgrades are reusable, like increasing your health and stuff like that. The enemies, well, they got to give 10 XP, right? No, 20. We reset this. We'll reset this back down to like a good number. And then I think like we're pretty close to like a playable state at this point. I just need to design a level and bosses as well, because like there are 2 bosses that I can add in. Maybe we'll just look at that towards the end, because we want to make sure that we've got things. We don't have any sound. We don't have any menus. So we need to get those 2 things going. And then, so I guess we're going to look at level design, sound design, UI, and then if we have time, then we'll look at the bosses. So what day is it? The idea was to hook up the on-level up signal to upgrade the system or something. Yeah, to an upgrade system. Right, so then the upgrade system can track what level it is. Or something like that. I see what you're saying. So, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to plan. I don't normally plan, but I should probably get better at it because, you know, I'm an adult. So I think we want to do level design, sound design, or sound design is probably more important than level design, because if I run out of time, then like a square level is fine, you know, like whatever, just see how long you can survive in the square block. So yeah, maybe we do sound design tomorrow, and then on Thursday we can look at level design, and then on Saturday night we can do UI. UI won't take long. I've got a lot of experience doing UI, so I should be okay to knock that out real quick. And then so on Saturday, if we could get to UI and level design, that would be good. And then Sunday we'll have to polish things up and maybe add some bosses and stuff like that. So we're pretty much at the home stretch at this stage of the game. It just depends on how long some other stuff takes. I mean, I guess if we don't tinker too much, we should be good. No more tinkering. No more, what do they call it? Feature creep. I guess bosses is a free feature creep, yeah. So only if we get time. So let's focus on the things we're missing for this to be called a game. And then hopefully by Sunday we'll be having something to upload that we can all play and put into the game jam. Okay. Oh, we FD? I don't understand, Ricky. What is FD? I'm not with it. What is this music? Going with fear. Oh, we fucked. Yeah. Are we? Nah, we're okay. We got time. It's not going to be that complicated. I probably keep working on this after I finish it. I think I like it. I'll come back and polish some stuff up. I think there's some good content here. I need to make a video after I've done this though. Like I really got to make I haven't made a long form video in like ages. And so like I should really get on that and make some more. So maybe I can do a devlog on this. Maybe. Anyway, that's it for me tonight. Steam release? Well, yeah, maybe. If I have to think about it, but I think it's a good one for it. Like, it's something that can be contained. It's not story based or anything like that. It's a good candidate for a Steam release, I think. But we'll see. We'll have to see, like, when I put it out on Sunday, if people think it's good or not. Alrighty, guys. What should I say? If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. If Twitch, I always appreciate a follow. Well, as always, a big thanks to my Patreons. I still haven't made a screen for them yet. I really should. How about we raid somebody? I gotta get back in the habit of raiding people. So, is there any Godot people? Similar or smaller size? Yay, raid, let's go. Oh my goodness, these are all in Russian and I don't understand. Continuing our work on the Godot prototype. Here's somebody. English. Nice, okay, Gillis, you are it today. Someone followed. Thank you. Okay, oh yeah, they're working on Godot. That's awesome. Gillis._ch. Let's do it. Okie dokie. Alright guys, you've been real. Have a good one.